Hello happy crocheters, this is Lindsay at WindingRowCrochet.com and today I am going to show you how to make this very cute decorative mat. If you like this tutorial, make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. You can also follow me on Instagram and Facebook. You'll notice that I'm just calling this a decorative mat because I'm going to show you how to make 4 different sizes so you can use this mat in a variety of different ways in your home. I've used it as a placemat, as a mug rug, as a windowsill mat, as a plant pot mat, and even as a cute little mat on the top of my bathroom countertop. So let's dive right into the pattern. For this project, you are going to need just a few things. We're going to need worsted weight yarn. The exact amounts and the sizes of the mats we are making are going to be in the description box below. And this is a size 4 or worsted weight yarn, just a basic cotton yarn. You are going to need a yarn needle, scissors, and then a size H 5mm crochet hook. So to start any size mat, we are just going to make a slip knot, insert our hook, and then we want to chain an even number of chains. And I'm going to put up on the side of the screen how many chains to do depending on the size mat you are making. But if you want to make a custom size, again, all you need is an even number of chains. Alright, so once you've completed your chain, now we are going to double crochet into the 3rd chain from the hook. And when I do this, I like to work into the back bump of the chain. So I'm going to turn my chain forward and just work into this little bump on the back side of the chain, and then complete my double crochet. And all I'm going to do is work a double crochet in the back bump of each chain all the way across. If you're a beginner and you have a hard time working in the back bump, that is completely fine. Just work into the chain any way that is comfortable for you. And then when you have completed your row, however many chain you worked, you're going to have 2 less stitches in the rest of your rows. So if I chained, say 46, I'm going to have 44 stitches. So I'm just finishing up row 1. And now we're ready to begin row 2. And row 2 is the first row in our 2-row repeat. So I'm going to chain 1. Normally you would chain 2, but this trick seems to work really well about having a straight edge. You want to chain 1, pull up on your loop, and then just begin working your double crochets. We're going to work 1 double crochet into the very first stitch, and then we are going to start working something called a crossed stitch. So what we will do is we are going to yarn over, we're going to skip the next stitch and work into the following stitch. And we're just going to work a normal double crochet. Now we are going to work another double crochet into the stitch that we skipped. So yarn over, go back into that skip stitch. We're working completely around our previous double crochet, and we're just going to complete our double crochet. That creates a crossed stitch, makes this little X and creates a little bit of a lacy look to our project. So now we are going to skip the next unworked stitch and work into the following stitch. So into this stitch here, not this one, it's been worked. This is our first unworked stitch. This is our second unworked stitch. Make our double crochet, yarn over, go back to the stitch that we skipped, and make another double crochet working around the previous double crochet. And there is your crossed stitch. And we're just going to keep doing this all the way across the row until we only have 1 stitch left. Once you've made it all the way across your row, we are just going to work a double crochet into the very last stitch. Now we're ready to work row 3. Row 3 is just going to be a repeat of row 1, more or less. We are going to I'm going to do my chain 1 trick. So I'm going to chain 1. I'm going to pull up on my loop a little bit. So I want a loose loop, and then I'm going to work a double crochet into the first stitch. And then I'm going to continue working a double crochet in each stitch across. And row 3 is going to be the second row in our 2-row repeat. So to continue this pattern, you're just going to continue repeating rows 2 and 3 until your mat is as long as you'd like it to be. So I am just finishing up row 3 here, working to the top of the last stitch. I do not count my chain 1 as a turning chain, so I'm always working into stitches, not into the top of the chains. So here's the easy part. All you have to do is repeat row 2 and 3 until your mat is as wide as you'd like it to be. And I'm sticking up in the top corner the number of rows of total rows I worked for each size mat. Here you can see I have my finished placemat that I've worked and just repeated these 2 rows over and over again to create this really pretty stitch pattern. Once you complete your last row, all you need to do is fasten off. So you just clip your yarn, leaving enough to weave in. You're going to yarn over and pull through the last loop to pull it tight. And now you just have to weave in your ends. And then I will show you how to add fringe, which is completely optional, but definitely very cute. So here is the side of my finished piece, which I do like it. I think the sides are pretty straight using the chain 1 method. But I am going to add fringe to most of my projects, and I just want to show you how I do it. I'm using a piece of cardboard that's roughly 3 inches wide, and I'm going to wrap my yarn around it 3 times. This is just for one piece of fringe. If you're making fringe for the whole side, obviously you want to wrap this around a lot more. But just to show you, I'm wrapping it around 3 times because this is going to give me 3 exactly the same size pieces of yarn. Now to make our fringe, I am going to put fringe on the side of every single stitch along the side of our work. And to do this, I'm going to take my 3 strands of yarn and fold them in half like I have them in my hand. I'm going to grab my hook, go around the side of the stitch, hook all 3 strands of yarn right in that center fold, and pull it through that stitch. Not all the way through, just enough to have a nice loop on our hook. Then I'm going to take all 6 yarn ends and pull that through the loop we've made. Just take your yarn ends and pull them tight, pulling that loop tight, and you've made fringe. That's as easy as it is. So you're going to want to put fringe on the side of every single row, or you can alternate every other row. It is completely up to you how you want to do it, what look you are going for. But that is how you do the fringe. So once you've done all your fringe, your mat is complete and ready to be enjoyed. I really hope you enjoyed this video tutorial and that you like the different sizes of mats and that they will add a very pretty handmade touch to your home. And as always, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to leave a comment below letting me know.